Hey guys, Dave Anderson here, Helicool's Helipad. Last time we got the LED light indicator and remote programming component mounted, the remote start ECU located, some ground wires ran, and the shock sensor module installed. Now I present to you part 2 of the remote start and security system how to install video.
Alright, so this is the 24 volt. I had to move it so I could get to the 12 volt little bolt here. And I'm going to go ahead and put this in. This is just some leftover stuff I had from my battery build. It's a smaller cable, but it's good and thick because I want to put all of these together, and I'm just going to hook it right up into that 12 volt side and then bolt all this back down. All right, got it all soldered, and get a little bit of heat shrink on there to tighten that up. That'll be good to go. With a little bit of finagling, you can get it hooked up. You can just barely see it right in there, and it goes on back here and into all the wires. And again, I'm going to be bundling this up. So this is some thermostat wire. And got this tip from a friend of mine who also installed one of these. And it comes with an automatic stripper. All you got to do is pull on this really hard and it strips the wire back. So that's how you do it. I'm looking for the ignition, and it looks like it is right there. K2. It's 12 volt controlled 24 volt to the ignition. 4-pin. Gives all the information that I need. Cool. All right, that one is K2, at least it is on my rig. And that's the one I need to take care of. K1 is the starter. I'll tackle that one next. 2, 3, right there. K1, that's the starter. Now let's go to the back side. Okay, in the rat nest. Fourth one over. Oh, it's right down there. That one right there. Since there's no accessories, all of these wires, pink with white, pink with black, orange, and this other orange one from the 5-pin, all of these are they're just not needed, okay? We don't have accessories in this. Out of all of this rat nest of these small wires, these are the ones that I either am not going to use or don't need. These are the small wires that I'm going to need. This first one here is black with white, and it is a parking brake input. You're going to want to put this to ground. So I'm going to put a little connector on it. I'm going to put it on this ground bar back here. So that one goes to ground. This brown one, this one goes to the brake wire. So if you step on the brake, it kills the engine. So that one goes to brakes. This gray wire goes to the hood switch. Now we don't have a hood. I think what I'm going to do is mount this just inside of the hydraulics control. Unless you put a lock on your toolbox, you could actually put this in your toolbox. I think I'm going to go ahead and put this in the hydraulic control compartment. So gray is a keeper. This violet with white, that goes to the tachometer, and I'm going to have to find that pin out that's over on the dash, or rather under the dash. So got to keep that one. And last one is this white with blue.
Keep this one and wire it only if you're planning to have an exterior start switch.
And here is your black with white hooked into the ground. And this is for manual transmissions, which we don't have. And it's for a parking brake. Just hook it to ground and you'll be fine. But this you have to hook up or it will not work. I know, it still looks like a rat nest, but it looks a whole lot better. That cloth tape, of course, this is the last thing to put in is your power. That cloth tape really does a good job. I have a link in the description for this. It's great stuff, and it really cleans things up a lot. Here's the hard part. Okay, so I took this apart. It's got 20 wires. Okay, so this was connected to here. Took it apart, got 20 wires, and I had to find 1444 was on the back side. I really had to twist these things around. And I finally found 1444 right there. So I'm gonna splice into 1444. That is the tack wire for the tachometer. And there's one more wire in that mess that you have to find. I actually had to take the little plastic part off of it. You can read it upside down. 3083. Right there, 3083. I have to ground 3083, and then on 1444, that's where this purple with white wire goes. Yes, making some progress. 3083 gets grounded, and I just grounded that to the body. And 1444 is going out this line, and it's thermostat wire. It's going to go all the way across and over to there. To hook the brake line up, let me see, K6. Yeah, stop light. Okay, so K6 right here. That should be the one. Back here is way down in there somewhere. Can you see it? I can't. Power is the last thing that you're going to hook up. And when you do, be ready. Put a new battery inside of this. It takes a AAA. It'll sing you a little tune. It's kind of cool. But be ready, because when you hook up the power, the alarm's going to go off. Okay?
Unless after adding the battery, you see in the LCD remote the symbol for unlocked.
Because this is not in my wheelhouse, I'm kind of expecting the whole thing to just blow smoke. But let's just see what happens.
Famous last words similar to "watch this" or "hold my beer."
Well, the rain has moved in, but let's give this thing a shot. I didn't hear any big click. Just what I was afraid of. I think that there's two relays that need to be given 24 volts, or at least more voltage than what it's getting right now. So, okay, so that single flash means that it is trying to start, or it sent a start signal, but it didn't start. The problem is that ignition relay and the starter relay need to have a higher voltage to keep this thing going. Off camera, what I did is I tried to start it this way, but then I went in and manually started it. And when I flicked the green button down, of course, click, everything, engaged properly. But when I went to turn it off with the green button, the truck wouldn't shut off, because it actually has enough power to hold the contact in place in the relay, but not enough to actually make the contact initially. So I'm going to have to put in a relay before the ignition and a relay before the starter to actually pump up the voltage going to the truck ignition and the truck starter. And this is something that I was anticipating, hoping that it wasn't going to be this way, but I was anticipating it. And that's what you get really when you have a 12-volt starter system and you're trying to put it into a 24-volt vehicle. So I'm going to wrap this one up, and next time, I'm sorry, but there's got to be a part 3, because next time I'm going to have to put in some relays to actually boost the power going to the truck relays to get them to actually work. You'll see that next time. Until then, I'm Dave Anderson signing out. You guys be safe out there, and God bless.